Hi there. I'm in the beautiful heart of Hintonburg, and I want this video to be about a proposed housing development. Um, as you can see right now, you can probably see a rabbit in the video, and I think this is like a perfect way to introduce the subject I want to talk about, and which is the preservation of green spaces when redevelopment occurs. And unfortunately, a lot of times that doesn't happen. What happens is developers will buy a lot and then make the largest possible size building to fit the lot, and the green space kind of gets short shrift. So unfortunately, if that keeps happening, we're going to lose so much of our green space in the city, and that includes the animals that make use of this green space for habitat and food, and like this little rabbit here. And the development in question here is on borders Carruthers and Armstrong. I'll zoom out a little bit here, and where you can see here, maybe zoom out a little less, and so Armstrong and Carruthers. And so as you can see, it says the City of Ottawa has received a combined zoning bylaw amendment and site plan control application to facilitate the construction of a 3-story 33-unit apartment building on Armstrong Street and a 3-story detached dwelling on Carruthers Avenue. So there's going to be quite a lot built here. So they want people to let them know what we think. So I think that would be a good time to, if you do have anything to say, which I hope you do, to let these people know. And I guess the way I'm doing it now is a video, because sometimes you can get a little, what's the word, where you kind of think, well, you know, you're going to say your piece, but they're not really going to listen. And yeah, but I mean, I guess if enough people, you know, say something and, you know, really clearly state what they want, and, you know, and get the city politicians, you know, really bug the heck out of them, then maybe something could happen. Yeah, so about this whole site, I'll zoom out again. Right now, I mean, it's not being used for much, except, with the big exception, for the green space here now is home to a surprising amount of wildlife and birds. And I used to live near here, and I know this area quite well. I mean, this spot here in particular. And my cat used to play around here all the time, and there's just, I've seen so much here, you know, and particularly last summer, where you know, I spent time here with him, and wow, just the things I saw, you know, you saw the rabbit and different birds, yeah, a number of different birds that use the lot in the back, and which I will get to. I'll just take a little detour through here, through the trees. So we got trees here, which have to be only considered scrub trees, but they do, oh look, there's the bunny again. But they do provide a service for the wildlife. The thing I wanted to touch on is when they do build this development, you see, the thing is about this lot, as you can see, the middle is basically empty, so that doesn't really serve much for wildlife. But it's particularly what's along the edges, and that is just very rich, thick with vegetation. And am I totally zoomed out here? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's just thick with vegetation, which yeah, provides shelter, food, habitat. Particularly those. Here, I'm just gonna do a little panorama. Discarded couch. Yeah, this house here. Gee, at the time when it burnt, and before that, people had moved out, and it was like no one living there anymore. And there was a time where you could sort of sneak inside, and I did that, and it was just really interesting to see how the house started to degrade, like the paint peeling, and it was quite interesting. And if I was making videos at that time, I could have done something like on an abandoned house and how it looks inside, and that would have been fun. And but I think I may actually do that in the future. But yeah, getting back to here, particularly in the back, right just before this large, beautiful coniferous tree right there, there's a lot of, there's like a type of a bamboo plant, and a lot of other plants that the birds would take shelter in, and this would kind of be their hangout. So you got a cedar tree here on the right. So you got the trees plus the bamboo type plant here, and sort of like your brush and all kinds of stuff. So it was really yeah, it supports a whole lot of animal life. So the thing I wanted to get on is it's really the edges of this property that are really supporting the wildlife. So when they do make the development, it would be good if they could try to mitigate to some extent by trying to use the edges as much as possible to create spaces for wildlife, like birds and other animals, and not just a little token, like what they tend to do, but like really like serious, where plant as much as they can and in a really smart, efficient way to provide these things which animals need. And then another thing, and this is huge, because there's so much room in the middle here, when they build their the two buildings, if you could have stuff on top, like on the roof, like either some type of green roof, but it could involve like planters instead of just there's a number of ways you could do it, where if you had it in like planters of various sizes or whatever, that they could be moved around, and you could it would be a little more flexible. So there's a few ways they could do that, where you could mitigate even more by having nature up above, which would be really great to help keep it here, in this neighborhood. And because otherwise, we're losing a lot of this already. I can just show you. I'm going to take you along a little trip where there was another place near where I used to live. I used to live right beside, actually, and there. Well, what they have here now is these developments here. But let me tell you a little bit about what used to be here. I don't want to, um, you know, just try to keep this. Don't want to videotape anyone. So, see what we have here actually is not grass. It's actually artificial turf. So, how is that nature, right? There's no robin that's ever going to land there, and there's nothing there for it. And if it were to land, it would quickly realize its mistake. But see, because this is not grass, that whole section here is lost to wildlife. And but what used to be here was like, you know, your regular kind of house, with, you know, a small strip of actually real grass in the front, but it had a backyard with a small garden and even an apple tree. That's all gone, you know. See, they make the buildings so big and they take up the backyard's pretty much gone. It's all gone for the building and parking. So yeah, that's the state of things. That's how things are shaping up in this neighborhood, you know. That's what the developers are doing. They're not, you know, they're not paying any attention, trying to keep wildlife. You know, you know, this is artificial turf, as you saw. So yeah, and further down too, it's the same thing. Yeah, so if people don't say something, this is going to continue. So we really need to do something, because it may not seem like, you know, like a big deal right now, but loss by loss happens gradually, and before you know it, people are going to be saying, "Oh, where did the birds go? I remember I used to hear the birds sing," you know, and but this is happening slowly by slowly, and they know they can get away with it if you know, if people don't really speak up, and you know, because people don't notice it happens gradually, and they think, oh, it's just one building, but there's building after building, condo after condo. So please, you know, talk to your municipal politicians. You know, for this area, it's Jeff Leeper. Get on his back, you know, because otherwise, you know, we won't be heard. And it's as simple as that. And, you know, nature is slowly going to disappear from this neighborhood. And one day, you know, you're really going to notice, and it'll be too late. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.